are now watching Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Hey, what's up to all my Space Cowboys out there? Jude here, thank you for stopping by. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about the next 3 characters we could possibly be getting in base game. And I personally believe that they will be the last ones named for the base games. So, if you've been following the news and updates for Dragon Ball FighterZ, then you guys obviously know that the latest characters revealed were Rose, Hit, and Beerus in that latest V-Jump. This was something that caught me off guard, because originally I believed all these characters would be in the base game initially, but with all the controversy surrounding the roster, like Nappa getting in, Ginyu, Yamcha, and the others where people felt like they were throwaways, I personally didn't feel this way. It made me lose hope that maybe these characters wouldn't make it in base game, that they would be in post-release DLC instead. But fortunately, that wasn't the case. I feel like if they would have held these super characters off for DLC, it would have cheapened the roster. You know, Super is the currently running series. I felt like we needed characters to represent it properly. But we're good on that end. Now, this also gave me hope for other characters to make it in that I had built up a fear of being stored and held off for DLC. So as of now, we have characters from the Z and Super series. You can even make a case that some of these characters can be thrown into the original Dragon Ball series, even though the appearance and movesets of these characters more reflect their Z representation. We don't have any GT characters being represented so far. Now, the reason I bring this up is because the game's developers originally stated that the game will cater to fans of each series of the show. So when you take those words into account, it's safe to assume there's a possibility that we can get a character that personifies their series, like from Dragon Ball, Master Roshi, whose prominent and iconic roles are from his time in that original series, when he was training up the Z-Cast that we have today, and obviously when he was doing the whole Jackie Chun, and Master Roshi did actually fight. That being said, we could also potentially get a character from the GT series that personifies that series as well. 2 names that pop to mind are Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Omega Shenron. When people think GT, they immediately think of Super Saiyan 4 and Omega Shenron. Don't get me wrong, there's also Baby and Super 17, but in terms of people being able to identify a character from a series across the board, they're definitely thinking Super Saiyan 4 Goku or Omega Shenron. Now, having said that, let me get to who I think will possibly be the next 3 characters to be revealed before the game's launch at the end of January. First up is Broly. I don't think any modern Dragon Ball game is complete without him, truthfully. Underestimating Broly's huge fan base is a big mistake. Anytime someone mentions the Dragon Ball Z movies, 9 times out of 10, and I almost want to say 10 out of 10, Broly is probably among the top, if not the top, of the ladder. The dude just has charisma, power, and meme written all over him. He has an established moveset to draw from. And obviously he was the god before gods. Broly is literally the Super Saiyan version of Beerus. And he's so popular that they went about making him canon by creating a parallel version of him in another universe. A girl named Kale, who is a carbon copy of Broly, into the series. Kale is shy, he's submissive, subdued, and has massive amounts of power when she gets triggered, just like Broly. Either way, Either way, I think Broly has a very high chance of making base roster, especially after the latest reveals. Now, next up, this one is a no-brainer. I think it's 100% confirmed without being confirmed. They haven't said anything about it, but obviously, I think they're just saving her as one of the last reveals to build up hype. Next up, I think this is Android 21. So, I'm honestly confident she'll be a playable character. even being a brand new character that no one knows anything about, people are already raving about her. She has memes about her already. She has a great, appealing character design. Even if I personally don't think she looks like a traditional Dragon Ball character, but that doesn't even matter. She's the main character in the game's original story, or rather the main antagonist, at least from what we see, and the potential to have another android who relies on a unique moveset is just too good that they wouldn't put her in the game. If we can get 20 Saiyans in game, and yeah, that is an exaggeration, but then again, it's not. If we can get 20 Saiyans in the game, I don't think it'd hurt to have an additional android, you know, also featured. Now, for my final prediction, I honestly don't really have one character specifically I can honestly single out that I can say for sure will take that third slot. You know, there are plenty of characters who can take it. It's just a matter of who they want to fill it with, you know. The characters who I think can take the slot are possibly Vegito. You know, if you guys have been keeping up with Super, you guys already know his popularity went off the charts in the Zamasu arc. Next, this one is also kind of like a fan favorite who pretty much makes all Dragon Ball games. It's Bardock. You know, he's always been one of those fan favorites that he's always made an appearance in the big games. Next up, truthfully, Omega Shenron. You know, Omega Shenron, he personifies the epitome or the heights of GT. Now, there are second string characters who I think have a shot to get in if these three for some reason aren't handpicked. And that first one I'm going to mention is Super Saiyan 4 Goku. He's also the most iconic thing to come out of GT because of the design for Super Saiyan 4. Now, after that is Janemba. He's also a fan favorite villain. Obviously, he's from the movies, but Janemba is also one of those characters that people want to see him in the game, just not as much as some of the other characters. Another one that I feel like has a possibility, but then again, I'm not sure if it's because people are just saying it over and over and over again that it's just getting in my head that, oh yeah, you know, I think this might be possible. Master Roshi. And Master Roshi would obviously be the one to fill that OG Dragon Ball role that they were saying of, hey, we're gonna cater to every fan of every series, so you can't have some type of expectation with Master Roshi. He personifies Dragon Ball itself. And then finally, Hercule. You know, Hercule has always been thrown in as that token joke character. Hercule, personally, I like Hercule, but I don't like him in games when there are other characters that could have been in over him. So, I guess an example would be, I don't mind Hercule when he's in Dragon Ball Z Budokai. You know, when he's in Tenkaichi, when he's in Xenoverse. I don't mind because those games have such an abundance of characters that having Hercule really doesn't hurt. It never makes you feel like, oh man, I wish there was someone else in the game besides Hercule. But in Dragon Ball FighterZ, the roster isn't small, but it also isn't huge to what we're used to seeing from Dragon Ball Z. So obviously, when a roster is smaller than what you're used to, there are going to be characters that you hope get in. Now, I do feel like a lot of characters did get in that we wanted to see, but there are also other characters that we haven't seen yet that I'm sure a lot of people would want to see before we get a Hercule in the game. That's just my opinion, though. Either way, you know, if he does get in the game, Arc System Works has been doing an amazing job with the game, so I'm pretty sure that they would make him competent enough to make him effective when it comes to that competitive play. But you know, that's really just my thoughts on the next 3 reveals we could get before the release of the game, and I do think that they will be the last reveals of the game. Or we could get a switch hit, and the next 3 reveals could be the first wave of DLC characters we get post-launch, which that's always a possibility, honestly. Instead of them giving us the last 3 characters that are going to be in base game, they could always just come out and say, hey, these are actually the first 3 characters that we're going to give you as DLC, and they're going to release at this time. That's also a possibility. Excuse me. But that's it for today, guys. Go ahead and hit the like button. If you enjoyed the content, drop a comment down below letting me know who do you think the next 3 characters to be revealed will be, if we do even get them. Do you think they'll be base game, or do you think they're going to be the first batch of DLC characters we get post-release? And to stay updated with all my content and obviously all the latest news updates for Dragon Ball FighterZ, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that notification bell so that whenever I do upload, you guys are notified, and obviously you can be the first to see it and stay up to date with all the information. I appreciate all the people who helped grow this channel. Until next time, guys. Dang.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, see you later.